to Tasha K bald-headed ass for what? For what? Like, all y'all do is lie. Y'all make up lies. Like, I will respond to y'all when y'all bitches tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth about what's really going on. Nobody want to tell the truth. They all want to lie. They all want clout. And they broke. Tasha K, all she want to do is just keep using her platform, talk about whatever is hot, because she want to get some clout. If she don't talk about me, she don't get paid from that raggedy-ass YouTube channel because she owe Cardi B.
Y'all, just when it seemed like the noise around celebrity drama was finally dying down, a new storm started brewing, and this one is louder, messier, and way more personal than anyone expected. What began as a routine swirl of online gossip quickly spiraled into something far bigger, pulling in money, lawsuits, public opinion, and a few well-placed words that lit a fire across social media. At the center of it all is Tasha K, a controversial figure no stranger to headlines or legal battles. Already dealing with a massive $3.5 million court judgment hanging over her, she recently turned to her audience for help, launching a GoFundMe campaign in hopes of easing the financial pressure. For some, it was a moment that called for sympathy. For others, it raised serious questions about accountability and responsibility after years of public controversy. But just as the conversation started gaining traction online, things took a sharp turn. A luxury beach vacation surfaced in the middle of all this. Images that painted a picture far removed from financial distress. That contrast alone was enough to split the internet into two camps. One side saw it as hypocrisy, arguing that asking for public support while enjoying a lavish lifestyle didn't sit right. The other side defended her, saying people shouldn't be judged for how they cope or live, even in difficult situations. Then came the moment that truly escalated everything. Claressa Shields stepped in, and she didn't hold back. With just a single blunt comment, she managed to ignite a full-blown online firestorm. What might have stayed a niche debate suddenly exploded into a trending topic, with fans, critics, and even other public figures jumping into the mix. From there, it wasn't just about money or a court case anymore. The narrative shifted into something deeper. Some people began framing the situation as a long overdue reckoning, a moment where past actions were finally catching up. Others saw something more complicated, a reflection of how loyalty, influence, and public perception can shape who gets support and who gets torn apart when things go wrong. The timing only made it more surreal. As discussions about the GoFundMe campaign continued to spread, the added layer of celebrity commentary turned a serious legal issue into entertainment for millions. Threads, videos, and reactions flooded timelines, each adding fuel to the already raging fire. Now the internet feels divided right down the middle. Is this about accountability, or is it about selective outrage? Is it fair criticism, or just another example of how quickly public opinion can turn into a digital pylon? One thing is certain. What started as a single situation has evolved into something much bigger. It's no longer just about one person or one comment. It's about how quickly narratives can shift, how powerful a single voice can be, and how, in the world of social media, the line between truth, perception, and entertainment is thinner than ever.
B for $1 million. She is struggling right now to pay Cardi B. So she got to talk about, and I'm just disgusted that I found that this lady is a fucking Pisces. How is Tasha K a Pisces and she's a hater? Pisces are not haters. And then listen, when I got back cool with Charlie for that little couple months, that girl was so happy. Oh my God, when can I meet Papoose? Oh my.
What's good, Shader?
What's good, Shadery family? Welcome back to the channel, where we go beyond the surface. This isn't just about repeating headlines. This is where we unpack the layers behind the stories, the tension behind the tweets, the meaning behind the posts, and the kind of celebrity drama that spreads across the internet faster than anyone can keep up. Because in today's social media world, it only takes one post, just one, to set everything off. A single comment, a quick upload, or even a reaction can turn into a full-blown storm overnight. And the situation we're diving into today? It's already doing exactly that. The internet is split, opinions are loud, and nobody seems to agree on what this moment really represents. On one side, people are calling this a story about consequences. They believe it's about accountability finally catching up with someone who built an entire platform on controversial takes and unfiltered commentary. On the other side, there's a completely different perspective forming. Some see this as something deeper, a moment where one of the internet's most polarizing voices is being pushed to the edge, fighting to stay afloat under intense scrutiny and pressure. No matter which side people are on, one thing is clear. This situation has quickly become one of the most talked about topics in the celebrity gossip world right now. And right at the center of it all is a name that's been surrounded by attention, criticism, and controversy for years: Tasha K. If you've followed celebrity blogging or YouTube gossip culture over the past decade, then you already know the impact she's had. Her platform didn't grow quietly. It was built on bold interviews, headline-grabbing claims, and commentary that often pushed past the limits of what audiences were used to hearing. She created a space where nothing felt off-limits, and that approach earned her both a loyal audience and a long list of critics. For some viewers, she became a voice they trusted, someone willing to say what others wouldn't. They saw her as someone breaking through what they felt was a filtered or controlled media landscape. But for others, that same style crossed the line. Critics have long argued that her content sometimes blurred the boundary between commentary and controversy, raising questions about responsibility in the age of viral media. And that's exactly why this current moment feels so intense. It's not just about what's happening right now. It's about everything that came before it. Years of bold opinions, viral moments, and public clashes have all led to this point, where the spotlight feels sharper than ever. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how quickly narratives are forming and shifting. Social media isn't just reacting, it's choosing sides, building arguments, and amplifying every new development in real time. Within hours, a single update can completely reshape how people see the story. So now the question becomes bigger than just one person. Is this really about accountability? Or is it about how quickly the internet can turn on someone it once supported? Is it criticism? Or is it something closer to a digital pylon? That's what makes this story worth watching. Because it's not just celebrity drama, it's a reflection of how power, perception, and public opinion collide in the modern online world. And right now, that collision is happening in real time.
The only difference is your bank account is bigger than mine, but that still don't make you smarter. It doesn't make you bigger. It doesn't make you better than me. You understand what I'm saying? It was never in my favor. I mean, that was an international superstar coming after a blogger with 200,000 followers. Okay? She had millions flagging videos, taking down Instagrams. You know, this is my 4th Instagram right now. I mean, but for me, I was like, it could be billions of people. What I feel is what I feel. I've always been that way. And my mom, she tried to shake that shit out of me, like, why you so steadfast in your, I'm like, I get it from you, what the hell, you know? And so, but I didn't do anything, in my opinion, I didn't do anything wrong. I interviewed somebody that she had dealings with. That girl said a lot of shit, you know? And to me, it was right up my alley on my channel. Now, publications, yes, we air stuff and some of that can backfire. And that's what happened. And she had the money to make it backfire. I did not at all. 200,000 followers, you know? Still ain't got that kind of money. You know, you're an international superstar. And they gave you what they felt that you deserve. Even though you came in with $5,000 worth of medical bills, you know? So 4 million, 5,000, hey, be as it may. But it was always an attempt to get me to humble myself, or, you know, pick and choose your battles, or, you know, you should be afraid of my bank account or my lawyers and things like that. And I'm like, listen, y'all can lock me up, throw away the motherfucking key. I'm still gonna be talking shit at the end of the day. You pissing shit just like me. The only difference is your bank account is bigger than mine, but that still don't make you smarter. It doesn't make you bigger.
The moment Tasha K's fundraiser announcement started circulating across social media timelines, the reaction was immediate and explosive. It was the kind of situation the internet almost instinctively knows how to respond to. Add money, controversy, and a polarizing public figure into the mix, and within minutes, the conversation turns into a full-scale digital storm. That's exactly what happened here. Comment sections across platforms filled up at lightning speed. People weren't just reacting, they were choosing sides, building arguments, and turning a single announcement into a massive, ongoing debate. For some, the situation felt straightforward. They saw someone openly acknowledging a heavy burden, a $3.5 million legal judgment, and continuing to make reported monthly payments of $20,000 while under intense public scrutiny. To those supporters, the fundraiser didn't look like exploitation. It looked like survival. It looked like someone being transparent in a moment where most people might choose to disappear or stay silent. From that perspective, asking for help wasn't weakness. It was honesty. It was vulnerability. And in a digital space where authenticity is often questioned, some viewers actually respected that approach. But not everyone saw it that way. On the other side of the internet, the reaction was far more critical and far less sympathetic. For critics, the fundraiser crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. They argued that if someone builds a career on controversial commentary, especially content that involves making bold claims about others, then the consequences that follow, especially legal ones, should be handled privately. To them, asking fans to contribute financially to resolve a legal penalty felt inappropriate. Some even described it as shifting responsibility onto the same audience that helped elevate the controversy in the first place. That divide alone would have been enough to keep the conversation trending for days. But then something happened that pushed the situation into an entirely different level of chaos. Claressa Shields entered the conversation, and everything changed. Her response wasn't subtle. It wasn't carefully worded or neutral. It was direct, sharp, and impossible to ignore. Instead of offering sympathy, or even choosing to stay silent, she openly mocked the situation. In a post that quickly spread across multiple platforms, she criticized the fundraiser, calling it ridiculous and suggesting that the blogger wished she had wealthy connections to solve her financial problems. That alone was enough to ignite a firestorm. But then she went even further. In the same wave of commentary, she made it clear that she was considering legal action of her own. According to her, Tasha K had made false claims about her in the past. And she didn't leave it as a vague warning. She stated it directly. She might sue next. That statement hit social media like a shockwave. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about a fundraiser anymore. It wasn't even just about public opinion. It was about potential legal escalation. The idea that this situation could evolve into another lawsuit added an entirely new layer of intensity. And then, as if things weren't already heated enough, she brought something personal into the mix. In her post, she referenced her own cousin, pulling another individual into what was already a highly public and emotionally charged situation. That detail alone shifted the tone even further. What had started as commentary about a public figure now began to feel more personal, more layered, and far more unpredictable. Within moments, the internet shifted gears. The focus moved from discussion to confrontation. And the real storm didn't just live in the original post. It erupted in the comment sections underneath it. That's where things truly spiraled. Supporters of Claressa Shields flooded in almost immediately. Many of them praised her for being blunt, for saying what they believed others were thinking but weren't willing to say out loud. Some treated the entire exchange as entertainment, applauding the sharpness of her responses and celebrating the intensity of her tone. Comments started pouring in, cheering her on. People described her reactions as top tier, laughing at how direct and unfiltered she was. Others encouraged her to keep going, to continue calling out anyone she believed had wronged her. The energy in those comment sections quickly shifted from discussion to spectacle. It wasn't just a debate anymore. It felt like a live event. People were watching in real time as the situation unfolded, refreshing pages, reacting instantly, and contributing to the momentum. One commenter joked that she had officially entered the chat, predicting that things were about to get even more chaotic. Another urged her to line them up, clearly enjoying the confrontational nature of the exchange. But not everyone was entertained. And that's where the situation became even more complicated. As the laughter and cheering grew louder, another group of voices started to push back. These weren't necessarily defenders or critics of either side. They were observers asking questions. Important ones. They wanted clarity. What exactly had been said that was false? What specific claims was she referring to? If gossip bloggers regularly discuss public figures, where is the line between commentary and defamation? And perhaps most importantly, would she realistically pursue legal action against every person who mentioned her name in a negative context? Those questions started gaining traction. And instead of ignoring them, Claressa Shields engaged directly. She responded to commenters herself. That decision only intensified everything. In one reply, she accused Tasha K of spreading false narratives about people for years, suggesting that there had been a long-standing pattern of behavior. She implied that the damage caused by those claims hadn't been taken seriously, and that accountability was overdue. Then the conversation took an even more personal turn. When someone mentioned the cousin referenced in her original post, she responded with a statement that caught many people off guard. She revealed that she hadn't seen that relative in nearly a decade, and described them in deeply negative terms. That moment shifted the tone again. Because when public figures begin responding emotionally and personally in comment sections, the situation rarely de-escalates. Instead, it multiplies. What begins as one argument quickly becomes dozens of smaller ones happening at the same time. And that's exactly what happened. Threads branched off into separate debates. Some people focused on the legal implications. Others focused on the ethics of fundraising. Some zeroed in on the personal comments, while others treated the entire situation as entertainment. The reactions became layered, complex, and sometimes contradictory. Supporters continued cheering, laughing at the intensity of the responses, and praising the unapologetic tone. Critics, on the other hand, began expressing concern that things had gone too far. Some argued that the situation had crossed from public commentary into something unnecessarily personal. One commenter even joked that if people were going to start fundraising for legal debts, someone should create a campaign asking for just $1, highlighting the skepticism many felt about the situation. But beneath the jokes, the sarcasm, and the insults, something deeper was happening. A broader conversation was taking shape. People weren't just debating two individuals anymore. They were questioning the entire system surrounding online fame. Should fans ever be asked to help cover legal consequences? Is it fair for influencers to rely on their audience in moments of financial crisis? Or does that create a problematic dynamic where accountability becomes shared rather than individual? Some argued that wealthy influencers shouldn't turn to public fundraising when things go wrong, especially if their income came from the same audience they were now asking for help. Others pushed back, saying that online personalities are still human beings. When legal battles become overwhelming, supporters should have the freedom to step in if they choose to. That debate spread quickly. It moved beyond a single platform, beyond a single post, and beyond a single conflict. What started as a personal clash between Tasha K and Claressa Shields evolved into a much larger discussion about responsibility, fame, and the financial realities of internet celebrity culture. And just like that, the narrative transformed. This wasn't just about a fundraiser anymore. It was about a potential lawsuit. The statement, "I'm suing her next," began circulating widely, raising a new question that hovered over the entire situation. Would she actually follow through? If she did, it wouldn't just be another headline. It could become a significant legal battle within an industry already dealing with the consequences of high-profile cases involving online commentary and defamation. That possibility added tension to everything, because now every post, every comment, and every reaction felt like it could become part of something bigger. But perhaps the most surreal part of the entire situation wasn't happening in the comment sections or the trending topics. It was happening somewhere else entirely. While the internet argued, debated, laughed, and clashed in real time, Claressa Shields was on vacation. And not just any vacation. That contrast between the chaos online and the calm of a luxury getaway added yet another layer to an already complex story. It highlighted the strange reality of modern celebrity culture, where massive public controversies can unfold independently of physical reality. One person can be at the center of a digital storm, while physically removed from it entirely. And that, in many ways, captures the essence of this entire situation. It's fast, it's layered, it's unpredictable, and it's far from over.